Hey guys, the first color I'm picking up is by Coastal Scents. It's one of their hot pots in the color Oatmeal Tan. I'm using a fluffy blending brush. I'm just going to lay that down in the crease and start blending it upward. This is going to act as a transitioning shade so that the darker colors have something to blend into. We're just going to keep blurring out those edges with that fluffy brush. And all these pans I'm using today are by Coastal Scents. The next color I'm picking up is called Barista. It's slightly darker, still in that warm family. And I'm going to place that slightly lower, that way it can transition and blend upward into that transition color, the Oatmeal Tan. Just want to do the same thing. Doesn't matter if you use the same brush because it's all blurring together. You want to start with your lighter colors, that way the darker colors don't interfere. That's the trick. Next, I'm going to pick up the color Deep Roast. This is even darker. And I'm going to use a slightly smaller blending brush. It's a little bit more dense. And this is going to pack the color into the crease and onto that outer V. This is just going to give the look a little bit more depth and dimension. And kind of that smoky look without being so harsh. Just blending that on about the the outer third. Clearly my coffee has not done its job this morning, so this should be interesting. Next I'm taking M.A.C Golden Olive Pigment on a flat shader brush, and I'm going to just pack that on to the inner 2/3 of the lid. Patting motions will keep it from shearing out too much and make it a little bit more intense. Now you could really bump up the intensity and use Fix Plus or Mixing Medium on your brush and foil the shadow on. But this is pretty good. The M.A.C pigments are pretty intense on their own, so I'm going to leave it at that. Now I'm going to take that same blending brush that I used for Deep Roast, and I'm just going to blur that line. That way it has a nice fade on the lid. Next I'm going in with a flat shader brush in the Deep Roast color. And I'm just going to keep that really close to the lashes from outer corner all the way to the inner corner. This is just going to add a lot of depth on the lower lash line. I'm sorry, that camera is so out of focus. I'm still getting used to it. So I apologize. I'm going to pick up a pencil brush in the color Barista. And I'm going to smudge that right under Deep Roast. And this is just going to act as a blending shade while keeping the darker color closer to the lashes. And you want to take a little bit fluffier of a brush and just blend that color out so that it's not just a harsh line on your lower lashes. Kind of like the 80s. No, we don't want that. We want to be modern. So we're going to blend it out. Nice and smoky. Next I'm going to take M.A.C White Gold Pigment, and I'm just going to press that onto the inner corners. It's just going to kind of open everything up, and it has that nice golden base to it, so it blends really, really, really nicely with the Golden Olive Pigment. I like the combination a lot. And next I'm just going to take a gel liner and just line the upper lash line, nothing super fancy, because we are going to smoke that out. Just keep it nice and close and kind of smudge it into your lashes too. Next I'm going in with an angled definer brush in the color Incognito, also by Coastal Scents. And I'm going to just smudge that right on top of that liner. It's just going to create a nice soft effect. And you really don't have to be perfect with it. That's the beautiful part with a smoky eye. I mean, you can do a precise liner, but I opted for a smoky one this time. Next, I'm going to take Chamois Nude. And it's just a nice fleshy color. And I'm going to pop that underneath the entire brow bone. And that's just going to blur out the edges even more. And I'm also going to take Vanilla Sky. And I'm going to pop that right at the highest point of the brow bone to give a more highlighted effect. It'll reflect the light really nicely. And then just take a clean blending brush and just kind of blur that together. I also popped on some false lashes too and did my mascara, lined the waterline with some black. Now I'm bronzing with the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer, and just any kind of powder brush. I don't use one that's too large. I found I really can't get across my forehead really well. That you just use whichever one is your favorite. And I'm just hitting the cheekbones, I'm hitting my forehead. I'm also gonna hit the tip of the nose. I'm not really contouring, I'm just really warming up the face. I want to let the eyes do the talking in this look, so just some nice light bronzing. You just really want to blend that around. And next I'm taking an angled blush brush and I'm just going to apply this peachy color from the E.L.F. blush quad, and it's the dark one. It's the one on the top left side, just really beautiful peach color. It goes with a lot of different eye looks. It's not too pink, it's not too mauve, it's not, I don't know, I just like peach blushes. They really, really go with a lot of different looks. And now I'm going to take a stippling brush and just kind of blend that out, because I do go heavy on the blush. That way I can blend it out later. And with this huge fan brush by Eco Tools, I'm going to pick up some of the Becca Champagne Pop and really layer that onto the cheekbones. Really any of the high points of the face that you like to highlight. I like to go crazy with highlight. And you really can't tell because my lighting is atrocious, but you know, I'll remedy that situation in the future. I'm gonna hit the tip of my nose because you gotta have the nose highlight. Come on. You gotta glow more than Rudolph, baby. Next, I'm lining my lips with Jordana's lip liner in Tawny, a favorite of Carly Bible, and I really like it too. Basically, any nude lip, this is a pretty neutral liner, and it has that little touch of pink, so it's not too brown. I got this Trestique lip crayon in Nantucket Nude in the Ipsy bag. It's okay, it's a little patchy, so what I'm going to do is blend it with another lip color. And of course, I'm going to use my very favorite by NYX, and it's the color Thalia. And I'm literally almost out. I have like half an inch of this baby left. Just dab a little bit on just to warm it up, and then I'm going to blend it really, really well with the tip of my finger. You can use a lip brush, just whatever your preference is. And that completes the look, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!